Hello all and welcome back. Today, as it's my 50th video and 1 year in starting this little channel, I thought I'd do a sequel to my first ever video, which was a Superman actor ranking video, and rank all live-action Lex Luthors from worst to best. Also, I want to thank the viewers and subscribers as this past week finally reached 1,000 views on one of my videos. Remember, just my opinion, not the right opinion, and I'd love to hear yours in the comments. Quick disclaimer, like the original Superman ranking video, there's a couple of Lex Luthors missing off this list that aren't that well known, and I haven't really seen. So maybe one day I may do a new version of this in the Superman video further down the line. Perhaps a combined video for the milestone video 100. Let's start with a dishonorable mention, as I didn't want to put the next entry last place because I love the actor and brief portrayal. And that mention is the Smallville Lex Luthor stand-in, played by Kevin Miller, Aaron Howie, and Mackenzie Grace. So, Kevin Miller was stand-in, barely alive Lex Luthor, brought off only to kill off right away in Smallville Series 8. One weak leak being the horrible Lana Lang return storyline, which sucked as it literally took away from the Clark and Lois stuff. Aaron Howie appeared briefly in a vision to Oliver Queen in Series 9, and Mackenzie Grace, best of the bunch, was just a deformed Lex Luthor clone who appeared and died in the awesome final series opener. They just exist, and that's all I can say about them. 8th place, Titus Welliver, aka the Titan series Lex Luthor. Titus Welliver nailed the portrayal, look, and presence of Lex Luthor. So why is he so low on the list, you might ask? Well, it's because he literally appeared in one episode of Titans, specifically the opener to the final series, where he is introduced, has a few cool scenes, but in the end is killed off. Wish we had gotten more of him, but his brief time and the fact he never faced a Superman is why he's placed here. 7th place, John Shea, aka the Lex Luthor of Lois and Clark, the New Superman Adventures series. John Shea, like the previous entry, is a good Lex Luthor with his personality and look, with or without hair. However, two things hold this Lex Luthor back. One is his Superman being the Dean Cain one, I'm not the biggest fan of. And the fact he was a main cast member all the way through the first series and was excellent, but then a guest star in Series 2 and 3, and he didn't even appear in the final series. Same as Titus, we should have gotten more of this Lex, and it's a damn shame we didn't. 6th place, Nicholas Hoult, aka the DCU Lex Luthor. Nicholas Hoult is nearly a good Lex Luthor, however, there are some issues holding him back. Despite Nicholas Hoult nailing the personality and look of Lex Luthor, in particular, the moment where he shoots that annoying guy, and when he shouts about why he hates Superman, he tends to overreact too emotional. In particular, I hated the fact of when he lost, he essentially cried. And his Superman, played by David Cornersweat, I'm still not sold on. I think David does what he can with the material and is decent overall. However, like Lex, he's too emotional and comes across like Superboy rather than man in look and personality. Also, this Lex Luthor has a brief scene in Peacemaker Series 2 with Rick Flag, and it sucked. And the only thing I remember of it is him talking about a fellow inmate intimate relationships. Do better, James Gunn. However, I predict this Lex Luthor may move up the list, as in Man of Tomorrow, he's getting his power armor and it looks awesome. And I'm hoping by the end of the movie, he and the DCU Superman are improved and Lex gets the win, making him a bigger and better villain. 5th place, the Gene Hackman and Kevin Spacey classic Lex Luthors. Like the Christopher Reeve and Brandon Routh Superman, I count these as the same and the first truly good to great portrayal of Lex Luthor in live action. Both actors nail the look and personality of Lex Luthor, with the latter in Superman Returns essentially killing Superman kind of, which I loved. They brought in the classic side goons of Miss Tessmacher and Otis, and faces the first good to great Superman, the Reeve-Routh Superman, and this Lex will be forever classic. 4th place, the Jesse Eisenberg Lex Luthor, aka the DCEU Snyderverse Lex Luthor. This is a big hot take, but I love this Lex Luthor. They cast Jesse Eisenberg, I think, to capitalize on him being Mark Zuckerberg in the Social Network movie, and he works as both a corrupt, evil businessman and a true psychopath. He faces off against both the Henry Cavill Superman, who I think is underrated and amazing, as well as the awesome Ben Affleck Batman. When he finally goes bald, I think he looks awesome and menacing, and as the main villain in the awesome Batman vs. Superman movie, in which he wins by after getting Superman and Batman to both fight, gets Superman killed by Doomsday and communicating with the villain of the Justice League movies, Steppenwolf, to bring him and his invasion. And in the, as of recording, unmade planned sequels, he would have formed the Legion of Doom, gotten Darkseid, the DCEU big bad, to come down to Earth, causing Lois Lane to die and Superman to turn evil in the nightmare future, and even would have, in the final movie, taken out the defeated Darkseid himself. I also hope they would have given him his power armor, maybe a reskinned version of Zod's Kryptonian armor. Third place, Michael Rosenbaum, aka the Smallville Lex Luthor. Damn, we got so much of this Lex Luthor in the first 7 seasons of Smallville, as well as the final ever episode, and we're all the better for it. He starts off as a decent young man, encountering the teenage Clark Kent, who saves him from an accident and becoming his friend, to slowly developing and changing into the evil Lex Luthor we know and love, becoming Clark's nemesis and doing some horrible acts, like killing his own father, attempting to kill his wife Lana, who is Clark's love interest, to successfully, near enough killing Clark as well as his half-sister. He has the look and presence of Lex Luthor, even battle Clark hand-to-hand at times, and being the only live-action Lex Luthor who became President of the United States. Literally, only thing this great Lex Luthor was missing was his power armor. Joint top place, Jon Cryer, aka the Arrowverse Lex Luthor. This Lex Luthor, once the nemesis of the Arrowverse Superman, becomes Supergirl's nemesis and is awesome, evil, and psychopathic, and portrayed well by Jon Cryer, with the look and presence, even having his power armor when battling Supergirl. The best thing about this version of Lex Luthor is during the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover, he not only gave himself powers, but killed Supermen from across the multiverse while encountering the Tyler Hoechlin, Tom Welling, and Brandon Routh Supermen, and then, after helping the heroes save the multiverse, positioned himself back in a position of power on Earth, and comes very close with the powers of the Anti-Monitor in taking out most of humanity, and is essentially the final villain of the series. Just perfect. Other top place is Michael Kolditz, aka the Superman and Lois Lex Luthor. This Lex Luthor is very different, as he makes things very personal with the Tyler Hoechlin Superman, as he was ironically put away by Lois Lane for a crime he didn't commit. Like the Jesse Eisenberg Lex Luthor, he gets Superman killed by Doomsday, really messes with both Superman and Lois' family, and like Jon Cryer, has an awesome warsuit and the presence, look, and psychopathic behavior of Lex Luthor, and is the Superman and Lois' final villain in the last 2 seasons. And also, same as Jon Cryer, is battling arguably the best live-action Superman being Tyler Hoechlin, which is why they are both joint top place. Thanks for tuning in. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, this is the Easy Nerd, signing off.